Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
That yell stuff, that yell leader stuff is the weirdest crap I've ever seen. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen another human do.
I'll tell you what's really weird, too, is
Maybe
watching
I'm
them
sheltered.
practice. They practice before the games outside the stadium.
If that was happening out front of Circle K this morning at 5:40 or whatever when you're coming in here and you saw that happen, you would call the authorities.
Every time I see it, I expect people to start drinking Kool-Aid and just falling out. I mean, it is nuts.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo
There we
show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
We've got a little hustle and bustle going on around here this morning. I like it. We've got a fresh set of supplies, new coffee, new breakfast bars.
36 of them.
We got a couple of commitments in basketball. We got a spring football game coming up. Baseball team won last night. Don't have to wait long for another game tomorrow evening. Things are happening around here early
Left
in
my
the morning.
pen over in the office.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's brutal.
I don't know. It's going to be a whole segment without a pen.
Ooh, I got mine.
Oh,
Bart. There he is.
Bart's on point today.
Just out of nowhere.
Like the notes are still warm.
They are.
Off
Fresh
the
off the printer.
Oh.
It's a brand new big box of breakfast bars.
He's got a birthday
He's got
in there of a name you recognize.
At least 100 pods of coffee in the other room.
Okay, true
Yeah,
story.
he's got birthdays listed of people over 40.
We had
It's a huge day.
We had 172 coffee pods on the last go around.
172.
172. Because I counted yesterday the numbers on the outside of the box
God.
when I took the last one or next to last one. And then Chuck announced, hey, just so you guys know, I am the kind of guy that would drink your last beer and take the last coffee.
And I
literally did say that.
And I left the one pod sitting in there. But I looked at the box. I'm like, there's two boxes, 172. We went through, as a staff, those two boxes in 30 days.
Man, it's early.
It's a lot of coffee. There's four of us.
It's early.
It's early in the morning. There are four of us. And I'm not surprised.
I told Bart, go on Walmart Plus and get the 30-day repeat. I might have said Amazon, but I meant Walmart.
Yeah.
Either way, that's what's going to happen moving forward. We're going to have a subscription, a coffee subscription.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Like in a coffee club?
We need a coffee partner.
Well, you can call it that if you'd like.
All right.
Yeah.
A coffee club.
We tried to get West
Coffee
Rock.
of the month.
We tried to get West Rock to be our coffee partner, and they said, we're the brand behind the brand.
Well,
And I said, well, yes, that's what we're looking for.
drink them into bankruptcy. I mean, we got to cancel that deal. Those guys are drinking too much coffee up there. It'll break us. Oh. It is good to be
Farm to
here today.
cup.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, good morning. How's that coffee cup, by the way? When's the last time it was washed?
Well, it's been a while. It's been a while.
He paused for reflection.
Well,
we
you
want the
know,
answer to
we've
that.
got to. It adds to the flavor. It really does. I mean, if you were to clean it, the coffee wouldn't taste the same.
Yeah. Back when you had the coffee pot, you're like, who washed this thing? Today it tastes terrible. Like, I need it to be a year.
I think Edward on Friday when you were gone, Chuck, described it as a seasoned coffee mug.
It is. It is. Edwards made fun of my coffee things over here before.
I've never made fun of it.
Well, I did.
I marvel at it.
There's the
we
word.
There we go.
There it is.
All right,
Right out of the gate
He
today.
marvels at it.
Yeah, Edward's got an anniversary coming up, by the way.
He does.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Much anticipation.
4 years.
Is that right?
Hey.
Wow.
How about that?
That's terrific.
We're still. I mean, it's.
Wow. We'll celebrate again on the day.
It's
No
next
one's
weekend.
applauding you, Edward. we're applauding Hannah.
That's right.
Hannah
I
gets
mean,
the.
don't
yeah.
misunderstand.
She's a trooper.
Yeah.
She is.
Well, y'all are in it together. You
That's
got a
right.
1-year-old, and you're really in it together.
Really in it.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, it's nonstop.
Edward comes in well rested every day.
Oh.
I hope everyone got as good a night of sleep as I did.
Yeah,
That's what he
well.
says every day.
Yeah, there's no room for this group. Like, nobody, if you come in here like I did this morning and say, oh, I'm tired, you get back from somebody else like, oh, I got a 1-year-old. Bart's like, yeah, but I'm gonna rally. I didn't sleep well last night. I'm like, well, this isn't a contest.
I had a worse night than you had. I'm more tired than you are.
Right.
I just wanted to let you know I was going to elevate for the show.
Yeah,
That's
well,
all. Like, you know.
Yeah. Like the last time you dunked. You're going to elevate for the show.
Precisely.
I don't have to compete like that anymore. I don't have to claim to be the most tired or the most overworked or, whatever. Bo's deal was Bo was out gallivanting around last night. He was out running with the beautiful people.
I got carried away.
Beautiful.
I got carried away. Yeah.
He was hanging with the upper crust last
I'm gonna tell
night.
you,
Kind of got lost in the moment.
That new Roost Chris now.
See?
That is a bucket
right
list.
there.
Bucket list item. I won't be going anywhere for days.
Biggest
Can't
in the
afford
world.
to. But
Biggest
it
in
is
the
the
world.
biggest in the world. 20,000
insane.
square
That
feet.
is insane.
20,000
Yeah.
square feet of steakhouse, baby.
And all the beautiful people.
I
ask for anything
I will
more.
admit, Roost Chris is hard to beat.
Well, I mean, it's so much better in terms of just the building and the restaurant than the old one was, and the old one was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're like, every once in a while, you get up there where, as Chuck says, the beautiful people.
It is like a whole other country.
You get up there, and it's like, wait, this is near where I live?
Yeah. I mean, it really is. You feel like you're in Dallas or Atlanta, somewhere like that. I mean, you really do.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
Well, it's not. It's sometimes it's beyond that. Like, that's the largest Roost Chris in the world, and Roost Chris is at a lot of places. Like, that's like a chain restaurant that's not a chain restaurant. They
better
have
than average
They have
chain.
they have 3 bars. They have 2 floors, and it's like incredible. I was just. It's one of those
I'm
things. where
looking at a video walkthrough of the restaurant right now.
I looked at that.
they
I
just
saw
opened.
that.
I think Monday was
It's
their
insane.
first night.
That looks so cool.
I talked to a friend that was there on Monday, and I was like, "Hey, I want to go check it out. You want to go again?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm going back on Thursday, but I can't go tonight." But he's already made
that
plans
nice,
to
huh?
go back.
Wow.
It's crazy. I mean, it is remarkable, and I'm paying for it. Like,
He was
I
out
went
past
to-
10 o'clock last
yes,
night.
Oh
I got
my
to sleep.
goodness.
I went to
The wee
bed at
hours.
like 10:30, and I feel like you just, the jackhammer went to work on me out here.
If you go to work at 9 o'clock in the morning, you just can't understand. No. That 10 o'clock at night is like the wee hours.
Yeah, and don't talk to
It's
me.
like, oh my God, it's 10 o'clock.
Don't
I
tell
gotta
me.
get home.
Yeah, nobody cares about this, by the way. But like, don't talk to me about. Well, I got up at 4:30 one time. Okay, well, try that every day and try to get on this microphone and sound at least as good as the afternoon guys. Like, it's hard.
Well, you make it
Sorry.
look easy, Bo. You make it look easy. Stay out till the wee hours and.
It was tax day. I had to kind of just let my emotions out.
Smaller payment than you
I had to
anticipated. You had some leftover money.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
you had some
yeah.
leftover
I'm
money.
like, well, while we're here,
Yeah.
while we're already in debt,
That's
let's
right.
just dig deeper.
That's
Let's
right.
just go deep.
That's right. Let's just go ahead and empty the entire account. I'm glad you got to go.
In other news, Cal went to football practice.
I
yesterday.
saw that.
Did you see that?
I saw that. That he was there yesterday.
They had him and Pittman had a Stevie Tiger type hug moment. Remember the Stevie Tiger
Right.
celebrations?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
You didn't know if you're coming in with the fist bump or the high five.
Yeah.
Or the bro hug.
The
or
other one,
anything,
the other one always had it the other way.
Yeah. Celebration was always screwed up.
And there were a lot of them, so
Well,
we got to see it a lot.
greatest shot in golf history, and the celebration was totally botched.
That was the handshake we saw yesterday.
yeah.
I saw one tweet from a reporter that said Cal was at football practice today. He talked to Sam.
That was pretty much it.
That was literally the tweet. I'm like, well, that's cool.
What a moment. What a great Razorback moment right there.
Instant classic.
I do think it's good that they, do nice things for each other. Coach Pittman has, I can tell you that.
They're two great guys.
When-
Two wonderful people.
Yeah, when we've had when they've had big basketball games, I know Coach Pittman has sent things to Coach Cal and vice versa. So I think they understand that one success is the other's success, And when basketball does well, you can bet football uses it. And when football does well, you can bet basketball uses it. And all of them talk about baseball. So, they feed off one another's successes.
So you got the spring game on Saturday, if it's going to happen.
I'm kind of concerned about the weather, I guess, all of a sudden.
Well, anytime Chuck starts talking about weather, I pay attention.
Well, it is my passion.
Are you like fully preparing? Are you fully preparing for the spring game, or are you going to wait till Saturday morning and see if it's actually?
I'm going to
happen?
prepare. In fact, I have a meeting scheduled, a high level. You know how high level these meetings can be.
Is it at Roost Chris?
No, it's not at Roost.
Second
It's not
floor?
that high level.
Second floor.
It's not that high level, but it's second level of the Broyle Center. So I'll be there for that.
Second level. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not
Well,
on
you
the
should
first
maybe
floor.
move it to Roost Chris. Get the seafood tower. Sit at the bar where everybody can see you and just get the seafood tower.
Kind of like you did.
I did not do that, but I thought about it.
Bo was peering over the top of
Yeah.
the seafood
Well, there's no
tower.
chance I could see over it.
Isn't that Bo Mattingly?
I can't see over the onion rings. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm just telling you right now, this is I get nothing for this. I should get a free meal out of it.
You really should.
I'm just telling you. You know what? It reminds me of the whatever that commercial was you did back in the day. I was in awe.
Yeah, that was a much talked
Literally
about commercial.
mesmerized.
Man, that's like 30 years
Stereo One? Is that what it
old.
was?
I think it might have been. I think it might have been.
The TVs. I was in awe.
Let me just tell you the backstory on
That
that.
was an incredible commercial.
Let me tell you the backstory on that. I was very young and incredibly dumb. And I mean really dumb.
I think we have it.
No,
I think we can find it.
I don't think I didn't understand to ask, hey, how long is this going to run? And is this like going to run in perpetuity?
In perpetuity.
Am I going to get paid in perpetuity? How's this going to play? Well, I didn't understand to ask all those questions, and all of a sudden, this spot was running for like 10 years.
We'll give you
'Cause
50
It was
bucks.
a damn good spot. I think I don't even think I got any money.
I'm telling you, we got to find
I
it.
don't even
I'm
think I got
trying. I'm
any
efforting.
money. I think maybe I got a boom box or something out of the deal. This was like
boom
30
box.
years
Stereo
ago.
One?
Yes.
This was 30
Yes.
years ago.
Do you have it?
No, I'm looking for it.
We played it once on the
The
old
late,
show.
great Bob Holt. I was probably the one person he ribbed every time he saw me. He goes, I was in awe.
I'm just telling you.
And that would live forever.
It's the best commercial of all time.
It's not
It is
either.
the best.
It's really not.
It's better than the Bud Light commercials. The Real Men of Genius. I mean,
Wow.
it's incredible. It like
and I didn't make a dime.
like-
I did not make a dime off that spot.
you sold a
I
million
was
TVs.
So stupid.
oh, you sold
I
a
was
million TVs.
So stupid.
I mean, like you had to like once you got done hearing this, it's like I'm talking about Roost Chris. Like you're gonna have to go, even if you just go in there and take a mint from the hostess stand and walk out, or the host stand and walk out. You got to go to Roost Chris. You got to just see it. This is the commercial that Chuck did. I mean, I was literally mesmerized.
I
He
think
said that in the
mesmerized
commercial.
and in awe.
Yeah.
We're in the same 30 seconds. So you can imagine.
It's
how good it was.
like next level, and ever since then, Chuck got an agent.
Yeah. That was one of the
Talk
dumbest.
to Jimmy Sexton.
That was one of the dumbest
If you want
deals
me to
ever
do a
made by a
commercial.
broadcast talent in the history of broadcasting. I made probably the worst deal anyone could possibly make.
then the recession hit, and I think they're out of business.
That's right. I don't even think they're there anymore. It wasn't
but
that
before
good. They're
that-
out of business now.
It's 6:15. Good morning, the Chuck and Bo Show. We're still here. When you went into the Hall of Fame, I think it was at a Western Sizzler.
I think it was. It was at a motel. It wasn't a hotel. It was a motel.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Why don't you just kind of style it up a little bit at the game? Let's get your drip going.
Hey, I got a lot more drip than you think.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Wow, the text line's on fire today.
Now, there's a
There was
difference
fire.
between
The show's
fire and
fire.
burning to the ground. I mean, there's a difference.
Yeah.
And we've straddled the line, but there is fire involved.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Basketball. How about that? Two big boys.
Okay.
Big fellas.
So after all the waiting, we have some commitments.
We do.
Two big guys, Nick Pringle and Malik Ewan.
Right.
One's from Florida State, one's from South Carolina. Which it just reminded me again today that you play a team, they beat you, you bring their guys to your roster, or at least one of them. But what a crazy world we're living in.
It's nuts.
It is. You go to South Carolina and you're like, I like the way that guy played against us. Let's take him home.
Let's go get him. Yeah.
Let's just bring him
Yeah.
to our
with us
place.
now.
Coach, can we have
He's
him?
playing for us now.
Yeah. I mean, I can remember this past season how many times early, particularly, I'd say to myself, I can't believe Jonas Adu plays for the Razorbacks. Yeah, the year after watching him play at Tennessee all those years.
Can you imagine, like, back in the day, like, Christian Laettner in the transfer portal? Bobby Hurley? I mean, like, this is nuts. It's just and you talked about it. You talked about it yesterday, like the fans. Like you're on the side of the fans, and what do you do? And it like I miss the years where it's 1, 2. Like you had some one and dones, or you had some guys way back who would go straight to the NBA, and you might have some 2 and dones, but like more often than not, you got 2 or 3 years of somebody playing college basketball, like really good players. And they're on this team, and they're going to be there for 2 or 3 years. And you're rooting against them, or you're rooting for them. And you just look forward to next year, like, we're going to get those guys. And now it's like you were rooting against them last year, and this year they're on your team.
I know, it's crazy.
Or vice versa.
Well, you better not say anything too bad about somebody because they may be part of your team next year.
Right.
You've got guys that compete hard against one another, and then the next year they're brothers.
I don't like that guy.
It's
man,
well,
that
yeah,
guy's a good player.
Yeah, but here's the deal: Pringle, when Arkansas played over there and lost the game, Pringle was a big part of that. I mean, it wasn't just Colin Murray Boyles. I mean, Pringle pinned Big Z and Brazil and a lot of them. I mean, he was a big factor in the game, and he's a good player. He's 6'10". He's got a wide body, and this guy at Florida State's 14-7. I mean, 14-7 for a 6'11" guy on a team that frankly was not all that good. Put him on a good team. Let's see what happens.
So it didn't go. Excuse me. It didn't go down this way. But let's pretend it did. You traded Big Z, Zvonimir Ivisic. You traded Zvonimir Ivisic for 6'10", 220 Nick Pringle, 9.5 points, 6.5 rebounds a game, and Florida State transfer Malik Ewan, 6'11", 230, 14 points, 7.5 rebounds a game. You traded Big Z for these two guys. Is that a good trade? I mean, it didn't go down like that, but just
yes. Simply put,
but
yes.
Big
you
Z's
got
like,
better.
Big
You got
Z
better
like
as a team. You got better as a team.
Cal saw what the team this past season lacked, and he went out and has addressed that so far. He said, we need to be more physical. We need more rebounding. We need more size. Guys who can get down low, play defense, who can get the ball and score, and who can go get a rebound. And that's what he's done with these two portal additions. And I think that's part of what Cal is so good at, is he realizes when a team is deficient in an area, and that's not going to happen again the next season. They're not going to have that same problem next season. And Arkansas is going to be, along with guys like, Billy Richmond, Carter Knox, assuming the guys return who have eligibility left, this is going to be a much more physical Razorback team next year. And that's a good thing.
I mean, if they added no one else, is the roster better than it was last year?
Yes,
Yeah.
I still don't think
Like right now.
I still don't think it's to the level that he wants it to be, though. And honestly, it's not to the level yet that some of his best teams at Kentucky were. I think his standard for what's a good front line is at a very, very high level. And I think that's being addressed. Whether or not, I mean, hey, 2-3 years from now, they may get guys even better than this. I don't know. But when you look at just the natural progression of things, this is a very good second year, or at least potentially.
Yeah, I mean, I thought when they went into this season of the portal, I thought, man, they got to get, Chuck talked about it quite a bit, and you just mentioned it, Bart. They got to have some bangers inside, and guys that can play
Skilled
outside
big
the
men.
paint.
Skilled big men. Ball skills.
And they did it.
And they've done that. And we forget, too, Bart mentioned, the guys they got coming back. Hey, if they can find a way to get Brazil to play the way he played at the end, I mean, wow. I mean, that's a 6'10" guy. You know, and he was really good at the end of the season. And now you've got to figure out a way to do that for 4 or 5 months consecutively.
Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room, Bart, with a strong opinion there on Arkansas is better.
They are. I mean, they got better yesterday.
Put it on social media.
And this is a move that's going to really – these are moves that are really going to help them this upcoming season. And then when – like – the guys they have coming in, the freshmen they have coming in, Acuff and Thomas. I know, they've got Isaiah Seeley and another player coming in. But those two McDonald's All-Americans, man, they are good. Good.
Nobody had a better day in college basketball yesterday than the Razorbacks.
I saw a post about that from National
Nobody
Reporters.
had a better day.
Monster day, they called it.
Nobody had a better day in college basketball than Arkansas yesterday. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be that way every day. But yesterday sure was a good day, and both those guys are going to help them a lot.
I think they're better already. I mean, and like we talked about it, Cal coming in, building a roster from scratch. The group they have coming back, I think, is so impactful.
And it's a Sweet 16 group. Let's not forget that.
A lot of them, yeah. And then to add to that, it's so much different than starting from zero to build your roster. Like just having guys who have been around, coaches that have been in the program for a year, all of that is a big difference in terms of like just having some stability, continuity, a foundation. So much so that Cal went to football practice yesterday.
I was going to say, just relax. But I mean, listen to this, and I'll run through it quickly here. Malik Ewing, Nick Pringle, Trevin Brazil, Knox, Richmond, Wagner, Acuff, Thomas, Seeley. I'm going to have to learn how to pronounce retail. I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
I don't know either.
But that's a good group right there.
Maleava.
That's a
Maleava.
Wow. There we go.
We got our hands full with that this week. We'll deal with this other name next week. But my point is, my point is, you look at this roster. This is a good roster right here.
Yeah.
You can win a lot of games with this right here. You can go deep with this roster right here. And I'm not sure he's done. What, you got 10 or 15 spots accounted for now?
Nate's still out there?
Yeah, I don't know about, I was going to say, I think getting these two guys, you're not getting them at.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
I could be wrong.
I mean, well, I was curious about that, and I looked at like Duke's roster for next year a couple days ago because I wanted to see what they had in terms of like big men already committed or already on the team.
Can we just pause for a moment and like think about what was just said? Bart was looking at Duke's roster a couple of days ago.
He's thorough. If nothing else, he's
well.
thorough.
I wanted to know what their situation was in terms of size and how a Mint might fit if it would make sense for him to go there instead of coming to Arkansas or vice versa.
That's a situation.
And they're it's very similar. I mean, they have they've got Carlos Boozer's kids, both of them coming in, and forgive me, I can't remember which one is the guard, which one's the forward, but he's best forward in the country. And at least ranking wise and everything, they have him. He's like their Cooper flag, so to speak, for next year. And then they have other big men on the team as well. So it's a similar situation to what they have going at Arkansas.
877-377-6963. If you've looked at Duke's roster lately,
and who hasn't? I mean, really?
Well, I think Bart's the only one actually. You can text, you can call. We'd prefer you call. Edward's answering the phones now. He's a
fancy new phone system.
He's hovering over the phone system.
The bank.
Waiting.
I'm ready to
phone
I'm ready to answer.
Yeah.
Waiting to answer
Someone
a call.
please call me.
877-377-6963. If you pass go with Edward, you could get on the air.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then you might drop off. I don't know. But we are second day. I was going to say fully operational. I don't know. Are we fully operational in this internal studio. Everything's coming out of here now. It's not going somewhere else and being rerouted to anything else. Like, we're right here.
If it screws up, it's our fault. That's the bottom line.
That sucks.
That's right.
See, that's the deal. There's no one to blame it on.
We'll find somebody to blame. We'll find somebody. It's the Chuck and Bo Show, 631. Good morning. It's his fault. See,
there we go.
Going to break.
Our fault.
It's on the phones.
I'm Dr. Scotty Bolding, a native Arkansan oral and maxillofacial surgeon. One of my goals is to make Arkansans.
You have sleep disorder breathing. It's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies.
Sleep is probably God's gift of medicine that we really don't utilize enough. If you have obstructive sleep apnea, it needs to be treated. So you need to be wearing your CPAP. So if you're not wearing your CPAP, there are some potential surgical solutions that can help you that actually work today by correcting the jaw deformities that may be causing this obstructive sleep apnea is where we focus.
Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better.
Hey, give us a call, 479-755-3000, or log on to our website, precedent.com, Precedent. We'd love to help.
Today's been it's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here and there. Let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Twisted Chuck
That's right.
is the best kind of Chuck.
I will be good tonight. Stay in. You'll get the best version of me tomorrow, I promise.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's a good thing I am possessed with uncommonly quick feet for a big man. Back in the saddle. Good to be with you. I was going for the breakfast bars, and Edward says, 5 seconds. We're coming back right now.
You were
Go,
going.
go, go.
That's the kind of heads up you're looking for.
Yeah, 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
Well, Bo asked, this is about a minute 45, and then you
Well, I
waited.
knew Bo was getting coffee.
And then you waited about a minute 40 and made your move.
Well, I was sitting here thinking, man, a breakfast bar would really be good right now. Really be good. And I was eyeballing the box over there. And I'm
calling you
thinking,
man.
I'm going to sneak over there and grab one during the time here. And it just didn't quite work out the way I had planned.
Write this down. 4/16/25. That's today's date. And when they're gone, let me know how many days the 36 breakfast bars lasted.
I'll be sneaking boxes in here in the off hours, so you guys won't
Refilling them?
So you guys won't know how many I've actually eaten.
Like your dad's liquor selection.
Yeah, I'll be filling that vodka bottle up with water before they get back.
He thought he had Macallan 12 in there.
That's right.
I was refilling it with something else.
Oh, it's funny.
Oh,
Not
man.
that any of us ever did
No.
that growing up.
No.
But, hey, what about transfer portal opens in football today?
Are you saying like Arkansas might lose a bit?
I think they're going to lose a few. I don't think it's going to be and I think everybody, just for the record, I think everybody will lose a few.
Let's hear from Pittman.
All right.
Let's see what he said.
There's a lot going on. Do I wish that we would have one portal? Yes. I think it's very difficult after you've gone through a spring to find out what your team's, because that's why you have spring ball. What's your team going to look like after spring ball? And then the portal opens for 10 days after that. I just think it's very, very difficult because not only do we, the state, need to know who's on our football team and what kind of football we have, the players themselves need to know who's on the team and who's going to stay with the team. So I'd be lying if I told you I'm excited about the portal open tomorrow. I don't think any coach in America is.
What are we doing? What are we doing? I give a little bit of a bailout to the NCAA on the NIL conversation, which isn't even NIL, it's pay for play, because states started taking over and creating their own laws that superseded what the NCAA could do. Now, it's still the NCAA's fault they didn't get ahead of it. It's all of college athletes. When I say NCAA, every athletic director, every commissioner, it's all their fault. Like it's a big organization that they're all a member of, okay? So that when I say NCAA, I don't want to just be like it's some faraway land and some, these are all member institutions. So they could have done something about this ahead of time. But I like directly blame them all. Why do you have a transfer portal twice in college football?
Well,
what are you doing?
The pendulum always swings to the other extreme. And when
It's ridiculous.
And it certainly has in this instance. It's the portal. I think everyone knew pay for play was coming in some form or fashion. Everyone knew pay for play was coming.
And you put those two things together.
But the portal and the basic unrestricted movement that you have among college athletes right now, that's what's complicated. That's what's driven the price up. Because you have a sense of urgency now. And I don't know how the coaches deal with a lot of it, with the good players. Now, here's the one thing that I do think about football. With this transfer portal period, I don't think you're going to see dramatic moves. I don't think that. I think the players, they already know who's going to be on this team, at least in terms of the guys who've gone through spring practice. They know who's not going to be here. They don't know who's coming in. If you lose 4 or 5 guys that aren't going to play, well, you bring in 4 or 5 guys and maybe one of them will play. I don't know. But I think the players probably know who's out of here Because as a player, if you've not got many reps, you don't figure into the plans in spring. And so some of those guys will leave. The sheer numbers, there will be programs that'll lose 5, 6, 7 guys, and people will panic, just based on the numbers. But if you really look at it closely, Arkansas has got a lot of receivers. They got a lot of receivers in here because they lost receivers, and they got to replace those. And some of those guys, I suspect, don't figure into the plan the way they thought they might at the beginning of spring. I don't know, but I suspect some of them, there'll be a handful of guys that go, but I don't anticipate any of them being players they were going to count on.
I should have set it up better when I was talking about how ridiculous it is, because I'm not looking at it, and I know you know this, but I'm not looking at it from a Arkansas perspective, like it's ridiculous because you're going to lose guys. I'm looking at it from what he said is so true. Like, you have spring ball to kind of start to figure out your identity as a team, who your teammates are. You spend the offseason together. You have this, you come in January or whenever you got here, and you're like, here we go. And we've created this culture of, and we all do this. I mean, it's psychology. It's fight or flight, right? Like you get into a disagreement, you get into things aren't going well. Are you going to fight about it, or are you just leaving? And we've created this situation where, why would you stick with anything? If you're facing adversity, you're not in a situation you love, there's no forced, you got to work it out. You got to figure it out. So it's just I'll just leave. And by the way, somebody's going to pay me to leave. So we know that, but think about the mentality that creates within an organization. I mean, it's like that. That's
you just
why
don't know.
You don't.
There is uncertainty.
That's why coaches don't want to do it anymore. And it's just, how do you hold people accountable? How do you make people better? How do you grow as a group?
Well, you've still got to go out and assemble the best team
because there's all these incentives. But there's all these incentives to leave.
No, you're right.
To quit.
That's
I don't like what you said. I'm out of here.
Most of the time, the ones that hurt you are not the guys who have faced a little adversity and quit. They're not going to help you in the long run anyway.
I agree. I'm just saying the mentality that
I
can
understand.
exist in an organization.
I understand. What kills you is when you coach a kid, you get in a kid he's decent, but you coach him up. You take that 3-star and you turn him into a 4-star.
Development.
Football, basketball, whatever. You develop this guy, and all of a sudden it pays off. He has that year, and all the work and everything's come together, and he has that season. And this is what you've been working towards all along. Well, you may not be able to afford that guy anymore. And he goes and has his best year for somebody else. Now, you can't help but be happy for that kid, because in some instances, guys get to experience things they wouldn't get to experience were it not for the transfer portal. There's a good part of it. But a lot of times, those good players that leave, that's what kills you, because you've invested your heart and soul into that guy.
I'm leaving for more money if I can find it.
Well, all of us,
during the show.
Really?
Yeah. The portal's open on the show.
Okay.
I'm going to I think the NPR station's on the phone.
Now their funding's been cut. They don't have any money.
It's 6:46. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I've been waiting to say this for 5 years. Sterling in Center Ridge.
This is quite the coup that they have put together. Bo and Chuck, this is a dream team.
Hey, you can beat inflation and upgrade your ride at Chevy of Fayetteville. Right now, drive home a brand new Chevy Silverado, Blazer, Equinox EV, or the Tough 2500 with rates as low as 1.9% APR. Plus, take advantage of huge discounts and get top dollar for your trade-in. Go see Chris, Mark, and Denver at Chevy of Fayetteville, where the deals are big and the road ahead is even better. Chevy of Fayetteville. Let's drive.
Now is the time to join Hogs Plus, the Netflix for Razorback fans.
Arkansas wins it. Here they come.
Documentaries, exclusive interviews,
people everywhere, and then, next thing you know, it's just everybody's packed.
Insider access, and an incredible library of films.
Arkansas leads it by 3.
A membership like no other.
I don't think it gets any better than this.
So you're giving me goosebumps now.
Start your free trial today at hogsplus.com.
With Oaklawn Sports, the action never stops and the season is never over. It's now easier than ever to wager on your favorite sports all year long. Go from football to basketball to baseball to golf. Bet on what you want, when you want, with the brand you trust. Oaklawn Sports even offers ways to bet on cricket, rugby, table tennis, and more. If it's a sport, chances are you can wager on it. Plus, it's now simpler to deposit and withdraw money from your account. Bet all year long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
We care a lot about supporting Arkansas businesses here on the Chuck and Bo Show, and we both like keeping our rides looking good. Splash Car Wash just became our new neighbors here in Fayetteville. They're a locally owned Arkansas business, and they've been serving the state since 1989. They're good folks, and you can get a free car wash by texting Splash Arkansas to 22322. That's Splash Arkansas to 22322.
If you haven't tried a flight by Yuengling, you're missing out on the great taste of Yuengling that is a light beer. It's the next generation of light beer. Get it on draft, in the can, the new skinny cans, and now the new 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle. Perfect for any occasion. It's just 95 calories, and you're still enjoying a Yuengling. Take your beer game to new heights with Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
How was Saturday night for you after the game? What'd you do to celebrate?
The only few I thought maybe get a few cold beers in there and maybe help it out a little bit.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
We don't get out far. And
There's
why
things
would we?
happening all
We've
over
got
the
everything
state.
right here in our
Yeah.
backyard. We got McDonald's, we got Basil, we got road construction, got a city planner right over in the Situation Room. We got everything we need.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a great day. That was a very good day. It was one of the, it's the best show we've done.
It's one
It'll
of
be
them.
hard to.
It's
It'll be
one
hard.
of them.
Well, I mean,
We
every
learned
day's-
of Bart's planning skills.
Every day's an adventure.
And,
yeah, we did. We had civil engineer Bart
civil
Pullman that
engineering.
day.
That's
Yeah.
the term I was looking for that day. It escaped me.
Yeah, we had, my neighbor like plans roads, like civil engineer, I guess.
Yeah.
I should probably
Nice
ask more
neighborhood.
questions.
Yeah.
They don't speak much, but they, it's a wave.
Well,
but spoke enough one day to find that out. They build roads. I'm like, so what's going on over here in Weddington and the bypass? By the way, I'll be sitting on that overpass at a light, and the bridge shakes.
Well, they're right there next to
They-
you,
they
too.
shake.
I mean, you could, reach out and high-five the guy coming the other way.
Yeah.
I mean, you really could. You're right there.
I'm uncomfortable sitting there. Like, you can feel. I know it's designed that way, but I don't like it. It's like when you're flying in like a commercial airline, and you look out, and the wings move. Like, have you ever noticed that the wings bounce or whatever? I mean, which they have to, but
Supposed to.
I'm uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to see that.
What do you think about the Weddington interchange, Bart?
I think they did a good job with it.
Do you really?
I think they did a fine job with it.
Yeah,
I'm very thankful they didn't
game
go with the
changer.
original plan, which was to just put roundabouts everywhere.
How do you know that? Because he went to the planning commission meetings.
No, I didn't.
I
just-
prefer
looked.
roundabouts everywhere. Put them everywhere.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're in Rogers. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
Went through 17 of them to get to that new Roos Chris.
Yeah. I don't know if you know, but
I don't know if you know. I went to the
Bo
new
went to
Roos
Roos Chris last night. I don't know if you've heard.
Yeah.
But Bo went.
I'll be going back tonight, maybe.
2 stories.
Yeah.
20,000 feet.
20,000
20,000
largest in the
feet.
world.
Biggest in the world.
It's a big deal.
It's a big, big deal.
You walk in there, you feel like a big deal.
You do. You do. I'm sure.
That's all
I
anybody
can't
can
wait.
ask for.
I can't wait.
Oh, exactly.
Speaking of
You
big
go
deals,
somewhere, you want to feel like a big deal.
Bill Belichick, 73
I was
going to
ask you, happy birthday to Bill Belichick.
He's a,
How do you feel about Bill? How do you feel? 73 years old today. Chuck, what are your thoughts on the GOAT?
He's lost his mind. I mean, let's just break it down. Come on. Let's not be afraid to go there. He's lost his mind.
Do you want to lose yours?
It might not be a bad way to go. I don't know. But can we all not agree? He's lost his mind.
Yeah. The Bill Belichick you thought you knew.
Well,
I
don't mean that as a harsh criticism.
No,
I mean,
you got a big
sometimes
smile on your
losing
face.
your mind can be fun.
Yeah.
But he's lost his mind.
Bart, you're staring off into space. What are your
Bart's
thoughts?
not sure about that.
He's thinking about the seafood tower at Roos Chris.
He's thinking about that Weddington interchange.
Yeah, well, I kind of was.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow. Geeking out.
Yeah.
It's all here. 7 a.m. almost. Chuck and Bo.
Ty Story, high school football coach and former college quarterback.
I love coaching, but it's a lot more fun after LASIK. Now when I'm coaching, I can focus on my players and not my eyes. After LASIK, my eyes are even better than before when I had glasses or wore contacts. The McDonald Eye Team was great. They put me at ease. I couldn't believe how well I was seeing the day after surgery. Good vision and good football go together. I'm really glad I trusted my eyes to McDonald Eye Associates.
See your best with safe and affordable LASIK from McDonald Eye Associates. Register for your free consultation at mcdonaldeye.com.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
The doors are open, and it's a new era of elegance. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry has unveiled its stunningly redesigned 8,500 square foot showroom for an unmatched luxury experience. There's breathtaking jewelry, of course, expert service, and private viewing rooms designed for comfort. And they've got an in-house cafe with handcrafted coffee to go along with a special coffee table book celebrating Arkansas's heritage. Because it's more than jewelry, it's your story at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. If you're having issues with your gutters or drainage around the house, you need to call Hog Trough Gutters. They're locally owned and operated with over 30 years of experience. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drains. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured, and every job comes with a 20-year guarantee. Hog Trough Gutters services all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Log on to their website, hoggutters.com, to find out more. That's hog, Gutters.com.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I don't know what on time is for you, but yeah, you got here before the show started.
Whatever. Hey, have you ever seen anyone that takes so much pride in being the first one here?
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
We need to have a bet on the line for Chuck to get a tattoo.
Whoever bets Chuck getting the tattoo's going to lose.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
I'll live a little bit.
It's
Jump
not
out of an
gonna-
airplane,
it-
get
that
a
is
tattoo
not going
in your
to
60s.
happen. It's just not
Come
going to
on.
happen.
In a Harley.
Now, if I get a tattoo in a Harley, something's up. When that happens, there's some stuff
Go
going
see the
on.
country. There's always some stuff
Yeah,
going on.
well, there would be a lot of stuff going on there.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
Driving my son to school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Clay Henry's going to be here at 8 o'clock.
And we can't wait.
Whole hog sports, columnist, Hall of Famer.
An all-around good guy.
Pontificator.
Cook.
Of all things. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll get some recipes if you want. Like, we need them for that cookbook that you're in. Chuck's in a cookbook, by the way.
What?
Did you sign the waiver?
I haven't gotten it done yet, but
Well, you
that's,
got to send that in, or
yeah.
like you're gonna have to leave your recipe
I know,
out
and-
that you stole from somebody else.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's why you haven't signed the waiver or whatever yet. Because you aren't legally able to. You stole the recipe from someone else.
They knew I was stealing.
And they want
They
you.
knew I was
Well,
stealing.
does it say that in the waiver?
No.
We know that you've taken the recipe from someone else. We want to use it in our cookbook, but we don't want to be liable. You have to sign on the dotted line.
What's today? Wednesday?
It is. Yeah.
I have
16th. Tax day was yesterday. You missed it.
No, I didn't miss it. I knew it was going on. Monday, I intended to get it done. Didn't happen. Yesterday, not only did I intend to get it done, I made a plan to get it done. But things got in the way. Real life got in the way yesterday afternoon.
Really?
Yeah. I went and got an eye exam.
Oh,
My
yeah.
pupils
You
were
went to
dilated.
McDonald Eye.
Yeah,
I
my
forgot.
pupils were dilated, and I was, I couldn't do anything. So
I should have taken you to Roost Chris.
I know someone needed
You
to.
have dark shades on.
Oh, I did.
You're sitting there.
I did.
People are staring.
I
at
know.
you.
Look, what's up with that guy? I look like.
You get you a cane.
I would have needed one.
It's my. I would have been this. I would have been a hit. This is my dad. It's his birthday.
Well, and so I was.
That would've been great.
I was helpless. Basically, is what it boils down to. I was helpless.
Are you in the process?
I'm in the program now.
You're in the
They got
program.
me in the program.
McDonald Eye.
They got me in the program.
Life changing.
Yeah, we'll see.
You're going to be able to see again as a play-by-play guy.
It's amazing.
That'll be incredible.
It's amazing how they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be able to see to pull it off. In all seriousness, I am at the age where it's an issue.
Yeah.
It was an issue last year, and so we're going to deal with it.
It's nice to welcome Edward and Bart back in the studio. What were you guys on a smoke break? Like, what happened?
Trying to
I was
pull
texting,
clips.
I was texting Clay.
Oh, and
We have an update?
Turned into a long exchange. Is that what happened?
No. He asked whether or not he should be on the phone today when we have him on the show or on via Comrex.
Great question.
And
That is a good question.
And I said, hey, just call in on the phone. We'll have to get your Comrex set to our studio now.
Oh,
An hour before his appearance, for him to be like on it like that,
Well,
we're gonna get a great Clay Henry.
we
today.
are the very best he has.
Like that is. He's anticipating
Whatever
He's
he's
ready-
got,
he's ready
we're
to
going to
roll.
get it.
his appearance.
Whatever he's got, we're going to get it.
That's good. That's good. Now I'm kind of fired up. Well, good morning. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. Glad you're here. Everybody's in the studio now. Bart was missing there for a moment. Edward then suddenly left. I didn't know.
I didn't
you know
leave.
what was happening.
I was right here.
Well, I couldn't see you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean that. I can't.
You were
giant
behind
monitor.
the computer screen.
Hey, by the way, that clock is synced up now.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
Wow. When did we start the show? Late August?
Last week of August.
Last week of August?
Got in for
Where
Q4.
are we right now?
Got in for Q4.
April 16th?
We're into Q2 of 25.
Way to get on top of that.
Day after tax day.
I just noticed that, though. You're right. I stopped looking at it. When we first started the show, I would look at that clock as a crutch. You know how you're always looking at the clock.
Yeah, and then we
wanna
had the
be
time change.
Yeah.
Then we had the time
Then we
change.
had the time change. And so, long story short, I've just stopped looking there.
Yeah.
I've trained my eyes to look somewhere else. And now I'm going to have to train them to go back because it's
I think you'll be okay. I think you'll get
Is
there
that an atomic
rapidly.
clock?
No,
it's not.
Bart and I had a conversation. We talk about everything on the show. Just so you know, if you're listening, and I know you are, and I appreciate you being here, you are our best friend. Like, we will just share with you what happens. Like, we're just going to talk about it. Like, we started having meetings, and we realized it was a waste of time. It was show content. And we wanted to share with you. So Bart and I were having a conversation yesterday about a couple things. We need to get a flasher.
Excuse me?
We need to get a flasher, and we need to get an atomic clock.
You piqued Chuck's interest.
I knew that.
Wow.
I knew.
Well,
Now
he said it that way for effect.
I did. Like the seafood tower.
Yeah.
The flasher. So when the phone rings, everybody
like
knows
a strobe light
in the studio that the phone. Yeah, like a dance party is happening when the phone rings. Yeah. That
so
way,
like
Edward,
we could turn all the lights off, and when the calls came in, it'd be like we were in a club.
Yeah, and we'll probably do that at some
Club
point.
dub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if you don't have Chad Morris's birthday in the notes, I'm going to be disappointed. Yeah. I want John L's birthday, John L. Smith. I want Chad Morris. I want, you know what? Every former coach ever, we need their
and the one night only
in the show notes.
The one night only that Club Dub was open.
Yeah.
The one night.
The anniversary. The anniversary of Club Dub.
We didn't know it was a once in a lifetime deal.
Well, we might have had a feeling. We might have had some
We knew
suspicion.
it probably needed to be, but we didn't know it was actually going to work out that
But
way.
the kids on the team that were smoking vapes in the locker room, they kind of felt like it. Kind of felt like a once in a lifetime moment.
What were we thinking?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 78. Happy birthday.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Bill Belichick, 73. Martin Lawrence is 60.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's National Banana Day.
I do have a couple of questions, though. Now, I've heard of Chance the Rapper. He's 32 today, by the way.
I wasn't going to get into it.
I've heard of him.
Here we go. Yeah.
But it's the...
Give me one song.
I couldn't, but I've heard the name.
But you've heard of him.
It's the
By Chance.
Akon, A-K-O-N?
Akon. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I need a little help there.
There's a reason I skipped over both of those.
I need a little help there. Could someone help me?
And
Akon is also a musical artist.
Rapper?
R&B, yeah.
Okay. 52
For
years
R&B,
old?
hip-hop, pop. He
Yeah.
kind of does a little
I
bit
got
of everything.
You. Okay.
Look up who played at the Amp last night, would you? Something Jacket.
There was a big
My Morning
concert
Jacket?
up there.
I think so.
What was the name of it?
My Morning Jacket.
Yeah, I think so.
Is there anything Bart doesn't know? I mean,
Well,
really,
there's
he's a
plenty.
font of
There's
knowledge.
plenty.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it's
it was
just,
My Morning Jacket.
Yeah. Okay, tell me about them. Because I'm running into people last night. I don't know if you heard, I went to the new Ruth's Chris. I'm running into people last night at Ruth's Chris that are going to this concert. And Carter Clark of Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, said hello. I said, hey, how are you? He's good. I'm going to this he said, I'm going to this concert. And I said, who is it? And he said, I don't know. And then he said, like, My Morning Jacket? Like it was a question. And I go, well, like who are they? And he goes, I don't know. But if I get invited to a concert, I say yes.
Okay.
I'm like, so if you're ever like, you got a ticket and you need somebody to go with you, call Carter. He'll go. He's never heard of them. He doesn't know who they are. Never heard.
Just likes live music.
Never heard a note of their music.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll go. Sure. Now he was with some, quality company.
I got you.
I mean, some movers and shakers.
Well,
I'm
I
not
would
gonna
expect
throw
that.
names out.
I would
but,
expect that.
If you or I asked, I'm not sure it'd have been the same answer.
No.
Yeah.
But, the right company, you can go to a place that you might not otherwise go.
But I don't know any. To your knowledge, though, Bart, like, help us. Educate us all.
Are we still talking about Akon, or are we talking about My Morning Jacket? Who are we talking about?
Well, all of the above.
Okay.
Like, just we've got a couple minutes here. Just lay it
My
out
morning
for us.
jackets, probably I would consider them indie rock, maybe like a slight emo lean.
Hey, what is that?
Lean.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
We're just really going down a deep hole here. But I got to ask, what's emo lean?
I mean, like you're reading like a Golden Corral menu gone wrong.
No, I'm just telling you what I know, man. Akon, I've never really listened to My Morning Jacket. Not really my type of music. Did listen to Akon some. Akon, who what did we say is 52 today? He's had a couple of platinum albums. One of the albums like multi-platinum.
Mad respect for that. Mad respect for that.
Yeah.
Mad. Yeah.
I'm trying.
You've not helped us at all.
I'm trying.
We have no further.
I'm more confused than I was.
Akon's had #1 hits, like songs that were.
Akon's a superstar.
Yeah.
Okay.
I Want to Love You, Don't Matter.
Well, see, now Edward knows how to do it. He's like, you guys are idiots.
Yeah.
Like,
If I knew how to play music out of our new setup, I would play it.
Yeah. Well,
one of these days.
Maybe before the show ends.
When does that change? Chuck was supposed to fill something out on Monday. It's Wednesday.
You got to play it out of the studio computer.
And it'll play?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Well.
Okay. Well, all
right. So My Morning Jacket.
I'm
Let's
sure
move
glad
to
I
that
brought
one.
that up.
Yeah.
This is why you scanned over it, didn't you?
Yeah.
This is why
Well,
you didn't bring it up.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I looked over at me when I did, like, what are you doing?
Here we are having a pre-show meeting.
Yeah. What are
mid-show.
you doing? That's right.
Yeah. All right, My Morning Jacket, Bart.
Yeah, I don't really know as much about them. I have friends who listen to them, but it's not on my playlist.
People know about them.
And they were at the amp
They were at
last
the
night.
amp last night.
Okay.
Not on my playlist. It's not what my Spotify DJ is playing.
Yeah.
You know, there was a moment like a year and a half ago that I thought, I'm going to become cultured.
How'd that work out for you?
I decided that I don't want to do it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. We have you. Like, I'll just call you if I need to know something. I don't need to, spend any more time trying to, figure all this out. You've got it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to help.
Did you subtly, what you just said, Bart knows everything? Did you hear Edward well, if I could play it out of the and Bart just
I'd
goes,
show you
play
knows
it out,
everything.
just play it out of the studio computer.
Yeah, that's
It'll
true.
work.
That's true.
Another
I
moment
didn't-
of just it's almost unconscious.
I didn't really.
It just happens.
That's like saying he can't help himself.
Edward, we're going to go to break. I know you're busy on that other computer over there.
Trying to get
but
that
it's
song up.
Yep, we'll do it later. No, do you have it? Or no, yeah, you're good.
I'm ready to go to break.
Okay,
Whenever you are.
It's 7:15. Good morning.
I don't like getting up early in the mornings. I mean, even to go duck hunting, but I do get up every morning now to listen to you guys.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal Price Check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweatnum Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to SweatnumCosmetic.com and click on the Sweatnum Edge.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
There's nothing like a college football Saturday, a few beers, your phone, and Twitter.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
On my bucket list is to be around a campfire with Chuck when he's got a couple in him. And I want to hear the stories.
I know anything I would say would be fodder for this show,
Absolutely.
and I would be made fun of.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Going to hear from a Tennessee fan here in a minute.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Up.
They're downtrodden right now. 7:20, glad you're here. Spring football game Saturday, if the weather cooperates, and we hope it will. Basketball team's got a couple of commitments in, good ones. Nick Pringle has played at Alabama. He's played at South Carolina, 6'10", 220, 9.5, 6.5. And Malik Ewing, 6'11", out of Florida State.
Couple of big guys.
Coming to Arkansas, 6'11", 230. This guy shot 59% from the floor. Very efficient. Led the ACC in that. Baseball team won last night. They beat UAPB. They start a series with Texas A&M tomorrow night.
Thursday series.
Thursday,
Starts
Friday,
on Thursday,
Saturday series.
Easter on Sunday.
Easter Sunday and Clay Henry at 8 o'clock.
What to Watch is brought to you by Macadoodles. Wine Down Wednesday today. 15% off every bottle of wine in the store. Just north of Bella Vista, just north of the state line. Also, Guess Who in Bentonville. Wine Down Wednesday. Even if the wine's already on sale, which they do have bottles already on sale. 15% off, an additional 15% off. Wine Down Wednesday, Macadoodles, we're bringing you What to Watch here on the Chuck and Bo Show. And Guess Who in Bentonville. So now.
Softball team won last night, too. They beat UCA 7-zip.
Can we do we like the midweek games? I guess they need them.
They're about over.
They need them.
They're about done.
They're both problematic and good. Good to get some
you gotta
guys
give some
reps
people
and,
some playing time.
Development. But then you get in the game and you want to win the game.
Here's the thing, and I believe this I'm sure it's this way in softball too. You got to field ground balls every day. You got to catch fly balls every day. You got to hit every day.
Got to get reps.
Sam Pittman talks about how obviously hitting in football means something different than in baseball or softball. But when he talks about how you got to hit every day, if you're going to hit, you got to hit. If you're going to be a ball player, you got to play ball every day. So it doesn't mean you play a game every day. But those games, baseball and softball, there's a day-to-dayness to it that the other games don't have. And so midweek games do serve a purpose. Now, as the season wears on, man, they get old. I mean, they get old. And you get to a point in the season where it's like, just win the game, get to the weekend. Find a way. I don't care if it's by one run. Just win the game, go to the bus, get out of here. And that's kind of the mentality that some teams have, and it shows, frankly. But midweek games do serve a purpose.
Arkansas run-ruled another team last night. They've got double-digit run-roll games this year.
Hey, you think those games don't matter? Ole Miss got beat by UALR last night. I bet it mattered to them.
How's Ole Miss doing?
They're pretty good this year. They have rebounded. They were not good last year. They're decent this year.
Give me the standings, Bart. Can you give us the standings? Because Situation Room, Chevy of Fayetteville, Bart Pullman standing by with SEC baseball standings.
Texas in the lead, 13-2 in SEC play. Right behind them, of course, the Razorbacks 12-3, Tennessee's 11-4, Georgia and LSU 10-5, Auburn and Ole Miss are 9-6. And then you have Alabama and Vanderbilt at 8-7. Everybody else has a losing record, including Missouri, who is still winless in the league. 0-15
last year,
which is just remarkably hard to do.
Not this.
Oh, they're not done yet.
Not this past season, but the season before. So last academic year, they went winless in basketball in the league.
They did.
This year, they might go winless in baseball. How? You know what? I've come to a conclusion. It is unacceptable, to quote Eddie. It is unacceptable to lose to Missouri anymore at anything.
I
starting with football.
Wholeheartedly
it's
agree.
Unacceptable. I want to we've tried the battle line rivalry thing, like the trophy and all that and whatever. I would just like to declare this today. No longer can you lose to Missouri in football. It is not okay. It's unacceptable. No more. I'm done with it. Somebody's got to stand up and say, you have to say that is not allowed anymore.
You're barred from losing to Missouri.
Yes.
At anything.
Yes.
At anything.
When you come in the door, I want to make something real clear. Here's your NIL check. Here's your revenue share check. Here's your whatever. We don't lose to Missouri.
Period.
Ever. It's getting to the point. No. No. This is like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Ohio State, Michigan, Auburn out. This is they're not even a rival. You just cannot lose to them anymore. It's ridiculous.
They're terrible at everything.
It's ridiculous.
You can't lose to them.
I've just been an innocent bystander over here, and I'm getting involved.
What are
now.
they good at?
You can't do it anymore.
Tell me what Missouri is good at.
How in the world is this happening? How in the world? And I love Drink. He doesn't know it anymore because we had to get after him after the whatever fiasco with Talon Green.
What a dork.
But I mean, he's the symbol of it. And he's from here.
He is the perfect coach for
stop.
Missouri.
This has to stop. I don't know why he just came on me today.
Sometimes it will hit you that way. It's like, my God.
It has to stop.
How can we lose to these people?
It has to stop. It's insanity. It's one thing to be Arkansas and come into the rich and tradition SEC. Okay? I get that, and I get the struggles with that. And I get that, there are all these recruiting bases in the South, and we don't enjoy that fertility. I get it. I don't get losing to Missouri. It just dawned on me that this is crazy.
But by the way, Missouri also 3-12 in softball.
Bo just had an epiphany. Bo just had an epiphany right now.
An epiphany, yes. It can't happen anymore. Like if nothing, I'm making this statement right now. I will, moving forward, I'll be judging the success of a season based on whether you won or lost to those people up north in Columbia. Is it up north?
Cold
It's
Columbia.
a little north.
It's north
right?
from here.
Yeah, it's a little north of here.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's north of here. know your SEC schools for 200.
Is there a Buc-ee's between here and there?
There is not.
Is that okay?
There is not.
It's not the right direction.
No.
I'm going through Missouri's teams right now, trying to figure out if they have anything.
If they have a good team.
If they have anything going for them whatsoever.
And you've discovered.
And Arkansas has been losing to them in football it's like every year. I can't even believe it. Say it out loud.
I've said it out loud.
Missouri kicks our butt every year. Say it out loud. Like you're like, huh? What? How? How is that happening? Terrible. Like cannot happen anymore. Cannot.
The worst thing about losing to them in football
is
the first time you play them in basketball. When you go up to Columbia, first time out or at halftime. Out walks Drink, out walks the whole football team. They bring that damn trophy out there. They roll that trophy out there, and they rub our nose in it.
Oh, my
They
God.
do every time,
Oh,
every single game.
Oh, it's just dreadful.
And Drink sits across the floor. It's probably the only game he goes to.
Yeah.
And stays till halftime, leaves. And it's like, it's horrible. I mean, it's just terrible.
It is.
They seem to have a.
It is so bad.
Well, they have a solid gymnastics program. They're competing for.
I don't care.
Championship.
I don't even care about any of the. Thank you for looking all that up. I don't care.
Well, no. My point is
Does anyone in
my point
the
is
SEC compete in gymnastics?
Oh yes.
Do they?
Oh well.
I'm showing my
LSU's the defending national
outside
champion.
outside of the SEC. Are other conferences competing at gymnastics the way the SEC is?
The Big Ten.
Okay. All right.
Well, now that they've added UCLA and
I got you.
you know,
So there's not like a big ACC gymnastics meet. Like, do they do it too?
no, I don't believe that.
Where did that come from?
I'm just wondering.
I don't believe that the ACC has.
I'm just wondering.
Has good gymnastics.
I just love
programs.
that Bart knows the answer.
Well, I know.
Everything.
I'm not afraid to ask Bart anything.
Everything. He knows everything.
Well, that's just not.
Can
true.
you believe somebody challenged his intellect
Oh well.
on a live radio show?
I would never.
Can
do
you
that.
believe that?
I would never do that.
We need to do Stump the Schwab.
Yeah.
With Bart.
I gotta know.
I don't think
Bart's
we could
head,
stump him.
Bart's head is filled with so much trivial information. I mean, it's an incredible.
Key on trivia.
It is incredible.
My new segment suggestion is, Chuck, I was just wondering. Like, that's a new segment.
I was just.
He just rattles off.
It happens like
questions to
three.
Bart.
Yeah, exactly.
And Bart knows the answer.
Exactly.
5 of the 8 teams competing at the NCAA Gymnastics Championships are SEC
See,
teams.
that's what I wanted to know. That's the kind of statistical backup you can always
You've got
count on.
Utah out of the
That's
Big 12,
basically
UCLA,
what I was
and
asking.
Michigan State out of the Big 10.
Well, while we're here, just go ahead and give us all 8 teams.
Well, so the 3 I just named, and then you have LSU, OU, Florida, Missouri, and Alabama out of the SEC.
Okay. That's a murder.
It's still.
Beat the Bart.
It's 7:32.
It's going to be a tough slog from now till the end of time.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
If you haven't tried a flight by Yingling, you're missing out on the great taste of Yingling that is a light beer. It's the next generation of light beer. Get it on draft, in the can, the new skinny cans, and now the new 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle. Perfect for any occasion. It's just 95 calories, and you're still enjoying a Yingling. Take your beer game to new heights with Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
When is the last time you thought, oh, the SEC's making an announcement today, and it's going to be good for the Hogs?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I've done everything there is to do on the air. I've spun records at bars. I know how to like make dry ice go out over the dance floor while you're playing a song, watch the kids go crazy.
God.
I know how to do all that.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You know, we can get into like the most heated of topics. And maybe you have an opinion, maybe you don't. The text line, you know, we're always getting text, but it's just kind of like, oh, well, whatever, they're in a big topic. But you get into something like, you act like you didn't know there was a Buc-ee's in Springfield.
I forgot.
And my gosh. I mean, like,
what kind of an idiot are you?
50 texts.
I mean, it's right in front of you. It's right in front
There's
of you.
a Buc-ee's in Springfield,
There's the
you
nose
idiots.
on your face, you moron.
I knew that. What I don't know is how to get to Columbia. And I don't know
I don't
anymore.
go through
I don't even
Springfield
wanna
to go
know.
to Columbia.
Yeah. I don't want to go to Columbia.
I've made the drive once. And
I've been there.
It's
I don't
a tough drive.
I don't need to go back. There's nothing enjoyable about going there and you lose.
You would go through Springfield from here.
Go to Springfield. There's no point in continuing. Just go to Buc-ee's.
Yeah, really. Don't go to Columbia. I'm going to be real honest with you. I've been to Columbia. I went there once upon a time.
Real honest.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, I went to Columbia on a college visit.
Guys, Eli, I'll call you by name now. I've had it happen.
I went to Columbia on a college visit, and we got in the car after the visit to drive back home, and my parents were like, well, what'd you think? And I said, that place sucks. I'm not going there.
You said sucks in front of your mom? Yes. What kind of a home were you raised in?
That's what she wanted to do.
It's always cold there. I've never been to Columbia, Missouri when it's not been cold.
Oh, my
I
mom
don't
wanted
do
me to
baseball
be a
anymore.
Razorback. She went to the U of A, so.
But it is always cold up there. Always. I mean, there's snow on the ground this year in football. In basketball, it's always cold and the wind's blowing about 100 miles an hour.
It's first class all the way, though.
I know people who love it. Oh, you're going to Como. Yeah, I am.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I was not impressed. I did not like it.
I don't know why it hit
I
me
thought it
today
was lame.
like it did,
I didn't. I thought it was really lame.
I don't know if I should apologize or what, but man, that just hit me wrong today.
It really did.
Like realizing that
came on very quickly.
That they are a horrible athletic department, and Arkansas is losing to them in football, and it just kind of grinded my gears a little bit.
Well, I could tell.
Yeah. I should call Triple A.
Hey, I've had the same thing happen to me before about this. I mean, I've had days where it just overwhelms you.
Yes. I mean, just the thought of it, it's just. I'll be real honest with you. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Gross.
It is.
Gross.
By the way, Joe and Jasper, after listening to this conversation about Akon, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Whose birthday is today, 52, if you're wondering. I'd really suggest that you guys get some cultural diversity on the show. Well, Joe, here's the thing. We're trying. And the phone lines are open.
We have Bart.
And we have Bart. And Bart put the birthday in there today. So, I don't know what else you want us to do. We are who we are.
Let me just say this, too. During one of the breaks, immediately after we discussed Akon, Edward punches it up. Bart's got it playing over here. Bart's singing along. He knows the words. Now, I don't know how much more you could ask from somebody than that. I mean, not only does he know who the guy is, he knows the words to his songs. I'd never heard the song before.
The lyrics.
And I don't know how much more.
He knows the words.
Yeah, well, the lyrics,
Dude,
whatever.
If I said that, you would kill me.
Well,
yeah, I've never been around a bigger group of morons.
Well, you don't understand what words means?
The least concept of the English language.
I go to the lowest common denominator. I wanted to make sure everyone understood what I meant.
Hey, everybody's wanting to know how Tennessee fans are reacting to
Nico.
Nico.
Iamalava. Say it like
Imalayeva.
Iamalava.
Yeah, there you go.
Iamalava.
That's it. That's got to be a menu item.
Guy in the soundbite
That's got to be a menu item at Roost Chris.
Can the guy in the soundbite pronounce it?
It's right next to the sea bass.
How much are you getting from Roost Chris, by the way?
Hey, did you get a comped meal? Did they comp your meal last night?
Not at all. I promise you. I got the
you
receipt
comped
to
my
prove
meal.
it.
I'll talk about it.
I promise you that it wasn't comped.
In the grand radio tradition, he's like, hey, man, you pay for my meal. I'll talk about it in the morning.
That's exactly. I didn't even get that far.
Yeah.
They don't. That's a different world when you walk in there. They have no idea that we do a show. No.
They don't do radio trade.
No,
they don't do that. Well, who needs them then?
Yeah, well, it's a bucket list item. I walked into Bart's office this morning. I said, bucket list, you got to go. Largest one in the world. Anyhow, here's how Tennessee fans are reacting to Nico walking out on the team.
Well, I shared with the staff a little bit this morning.
Well, that's Mike
Gundy with them tomorrow.
Why?
Yeah.
See, this new computer.
I want to know what Mike Gundy thinks about him.
We'll play that next.
All right.
It seems like a lot of Tennessee fans would rather have a quarterback who wants to be here, who wants to represent the orange and white. Is that kind of, your stance on this as well?
Exactly. I want somebody that's going to put the blood, sweat, and tears on the field and represent us as fans, somebody that we're proud to come and see. I hate that for him, somebody that's putting money before loyalty, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's Lane Kiffin us. He left in the middle of the night, for a sweeter deal. But that's okay. We've got better talent coming, and as long as we can keep that talent coming in, Tennessee's program's going to be at the top again.
Well, a lot going on there.
Yeah, I don't know if he really meant what he said at the end.
We've got better
He
talent
sounded like
coming
he was
in.
hoping.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was hoping.
And he Lane Kiffined us.
Yeah.
Now, I saw this because Kiffin retweeted it.
Oh, did he really?
That's how I
that's
saw
great.
it.
I didn't know that.
That's how I saw it. Speaking of Kiffin, Lane Kiffin's become a different person since he came to Oxford. Don't take my word for it.
It'll change you.
Let's listen to him.
I mean, it's a lot of history.
I moved Theo Vaughn podcast.
Everything you give me is just full disclosure anyway. I moved here because it was the SEC head job, and I thought we could win and do a great job. I wasn't like, man, I want to move to I'm just really dying to move to Oxford, Mississippi.
Right.
But I also didn't know much about it either.
Mm-hmm.
So I judged it that way, just kind of like a lot of people do about Mississippi. And at first it was a lot because I'd spent most of my time before that in South Florida or in LA at USC. And I was like, at first I was like, whew, this is a lot. Long-winded, a lot of conversations, slow moving.
Oh, yeah.
But then you say thank you, it's not over.
Right.
Hey, thank you. Yeah. And then no, they just keep going.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm no, really, thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go now. Oh, well, what are you doing tomorrow? I just met you.
Oh, yeah, you can make everybody's a friend. And there's also so many famous authors, though, that's why the South is so full of famous storytellers, because everybody is one,
I'm so glad that I've been here long enough now, 5 years, going on the 6th year, and now I see it completely different. Now I go back to South Florida or I go to LA and I'm like, dang, these people are rude. Everybody's just moving fast. Everybody's just into themselves. Nobody's saying hi. So it's what I thought really was kind of bad. Now I'm like, man, I love it now. It's like a warmth, a sweet.
Do you believe any of that?
Well, I think it helps that they're good. And,
No, but do you think Lane Kiffin now loves the Oxford?
Well, because he's winning, yeah. He's the toast of the town.
So if a big town, if USC wanted to rehire him or Florida wanted to hire him from Ole Miss, you think he's going to be like, you know what I really like? I really like the culture of Oxford and how slow it is and how
I don't think he
sweet
thinks about
tea
that, no.
on a front porch.
No, I don't think about that, but I do think he probably does wonder now when he's a little bit older, is that situation really better? Lane Kiffin, let's be honest, 10 years ago, that Florida job opens, he moves heaven and earth to get it. Moves heaven and earth. And, an older guy now, he's got it pretty good at Ole Miss. 9-10 wins. They think he's a football savant there.
I do think Lane Kiffin is as well-rounded as he's ever been in his life right now.
He's a likable guy.
I think he has.
He's a likable guy.
Come into his own, sort of slowed down, figured it out, had a lot at a young age, and it's a good human story, really. Good human interest story. I don't have any problem with Lane Kiffin. I like Lane Kiffin.
I think he's entertaining. I think he's good for the SEC.
Yeah.
I think you need personalities with your coaches. That's part of the entertainment package. Yeah. May not be what you judge him on ultimately, but it's part of the package. And he's good at that.
I only have one problem today.
Missouri.
Yeah. It's 7:46. We'll take Rod's call. Rod, I want to take your call because we need to try this whole system out. So we'll do it but we have to take a break. So we'll do it next.
I'm not telling you that everything's great. I'm also not willing to say everything's terrible.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
I'm Dr. Scotty Bolding, a native Arkansan oral and maxillofacial surgeon. One of my goals is to make Arkansans healthier.
If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies.
Sleep is probably God's gift of medicine that we really don't utilize enough. If you have obstructive sleep apnea, it needs to be treated. So you need to be wearing your CPAP. So if you're not wearing your CPAP, there are some potential surgical solutions that can help you that actually work today. By correcting the jaw deformities that may be causing this obstructive sleep apnea is where we focus.
Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better.
Hey, give us a call, 479-755-3000, or log on to our website, precedent.com, Precedent. We'd love to help.
We care a lot about supporting Arkansas businesses here on the Chuck and Bo Show, and we both like keeping our rides looking good. Splash Car Wash just became our new neighbors here in Fayetteville. They're a locally owned Arkansas business, and they've been serving the state since 1989. They're good folks, and you can get a free car wash by texting Splash Arkansas to 22322. That's Splash Arkansas to 22322.
Hey, it's Bo Mattingly, and McDonald Eye Associates is my one-stop for any vision need. The progressives they have me in are a game changer, and my new sunglasses are going to be great for baseball season. McDonald Eye was the first practice in the state to perform LASIK, and they have the most experience. They also have the new vision correction options for all ages, including cataract and clear lens replacement to see your best from all distances. For your best vision, McDonald Eye is the place to go.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Yeah, does Chuck sleep that much? Because it just sometimes...
He's old, so when you get old, you don't really sleep as much.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
actually found this thing on my phone that, you go in and it allows you to cancel all your subscriptions to all the stupid things you've subscribed to.
Was it liberating?
I improved my monthly budget by leaps and bounds.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Mine's going the other way. I can't. I got to do that.
Oh,
You're going to have to help me with that.
I'm fast becoming frugal on my subscriptions.
I'm the classic. I fall for the 7-day free trial and forget to cancel.
It'll get you.
Yeah, it'll get you every time. Hot Rod. I-40. Rod, good morning.
Good morning. Computer system sounds pretty good, actually.
Well, it's beautiful.
So you guys doing all right this morning? Because sounds like you're doing better than those Tennessee fans that actually believe Nico Amaliva, whatever his name was.
I'm going to leave you.
Actually, there because he wanted to be in Tennessee.
He's in he's got a tag in the portal. So what?
Do not contact.
I'm in the
He's
portal.
officially in the portal now. It says, do not call me.
This guy he's flipping
We'll
off.
call you.
He's flipping off the entire system all at once.
Don't call us. We'll call you.
He's laughing in the face of the entire system right now.
He's the one that's unemployed. I wouldn't be laughing too hard.
I don't think he's unemployed.
I'm telling you, man, Western Kentucky can use a quarterback. Seriously, this guy's from what, California? Most of these guys don't come from even the same zip code that these schools are in, and they're basically gunslingers for hire. And I don't believe everybody's Arkansas because they love Arkansas so much. That would be fool's gold right there. So, they need to wake up and, smell the latte, because it's not gonna get any better until they put some kind of rules in place.
Well, I think the hardest thing for fans to come to grips with is that, and you just said it a minute ago in so many words, that they don't love it as much as we do. At least that's what fans think. And maybe in their heart of hearts, they've not followed it since they were 4 years old. But I think that's a hard thing. You played that cut from that Tennessee guy. And once you wade through all the stuff that he said, it's like at the heart of it is that, I thought he loved it as much as I did. And it just doesn't work that way.
Well, we're all now learning what love looks like because it's changed. And Arkansas basketball is Exhibit A. Thanks for the call, Rod. You loved these Arkansas players by the end of the year because they were winning.
That's right.
And they're playing well, and you're like, I like this guy. But, a couple months earlier, you weren't even sure where you stood on the whole thing. And winning solves all that.
When you're like 0-5, well, I don't know if he's a good guy or not.
I don't know if I like Nelly.
You win 6 or 7 in a row. I really like him.
Yeah.
I really like that guy.
Yeah.
Good kid.
Yeah. And by the end of it, you were sad that Big Z was leaving.
Yeah, that's right.
And you didn't even know who he was, 10 months earlier.
It is incredible how fast it changes.
Yeah.
If you told me that day we were playing South Carolina that Nick Pringle was going to play for Arkansas, I'd have said no way.
But here he is. Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. So I spent yesterday. You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
At the Stonebreaker Hotel, we believe in the art of gathering, whether over a thoughtfully prepared meal or a quiet moment on Markham Hill. Start your day with breakfast classics from the all-day menu, served from 7:30 to 1. Savor shareable bites from the bar and lounge menu until 10. And let the dinner menu from 5 to 9 bring familiar flavors with a fresh twist. And for a weekend well spent, how about brunch? Rooted in connection, designed for comfort. Learn more at stonebreakerhotel.com.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
The doors are open, and it's a new era of elegance. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry has unveiled its stunningly redesigned 8,500 square foot showroom for an unmatched luxury experience. There's breathtaking jewelry, of course, expert service, and private viewing rooms designed for comfort. And they've got an in-house cafe with handcrafted coffee to go along with a special coffee table book celebrating Arkansas's heritage. Because it's more than jewelry, it's your story at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry.
Hey, you can beat inflation and upgrade your ride at Chevy of Fayetteville. Right now, drive home a brand new Chevy Silverado, Blazer, Equinox EV, or the Tough 2500 with rates as low as 1.9% APR. Plus, take advantage of huge discounts and get top dollar for your trade-in. Go see Chris, Mark, and Denver at Chevy of Fayetteville, where the deals are big and the road ahead is even better. Chevy of Fayetteville. Let's drive.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
So apparently Chuck is in a cookbook.
Going to be published in the fall of 2025. So there you have it,
I don't know if I
right
can wait
there.
that long.
Oh,
Can I get a pre-cop?
So the bottom line is, I am going to have a recipe in there, fellas.
Yeah, what is it?
I have to sign a release saying it's okay for them to publish it for the masses.
Do they know that you stole it from someone else and it's not even
I'm
yours?
sure they suspect that, yes.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
Driving my son to school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo Show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Finally, we're to the time of the show that I've been
Here we
looking
are.
forward to.
Yeah.
The amazing Clay Henry.
Finally, we made it.
Yeah.
Whole Hog Sports columnist, Clay Henry, Hall of Famer. Really went in the Hall of Fame because of your show, Chuck. Sports Rap back in the day.
Yeah, that was it.
That's what got it going.
That was it. Yeah.
Those were the golden years of Hogs Illustrated. Clay, good morning.
Good morning. I do have a lot to thank Chuck for.
No, that's
really
not true. Clay, you've
Hey,
been
we
up
all
early.
do.
You've been up. You got up early today. We heard from you an hour ago.
Well, I
You
wake
sound
up
chipper.
early.
You sound
I
chipper
wanna
this
tell you,
morning.
I don't know. I think it's you guys are still young pups, but when you hit about 60, 62, the idea of sleeping more than about 5 or 6 hours is like, it sounds great, but it just doesn't happen.
I'm with you. I understand.
Well, I'd love to say I'm looking forward to that.
Hey,
but-
Clay, I don't know if you know
No,
this.
there's some things that you can look forward to, but getting 62 is really not it.
Yeah.
Bo was hanging with the beautiful people last night. He went to that new Roots Chris up in Bentonville. I don't know if you've heard him talking about it. He's talking about it every 10 minutes. I don't know how you missed it if you have, but it was really nice.
It's incredible. It's 20,000 square feet of Roost Chris, the largest Roost Chris in the world.
And people were asking about you, Clay. That was the amazing part. People
They were like,
asking about
the
That
steak here is great.
Pretty amazing.
But tell me about that grape jelly marinade that Clay has. No, for real, Clay, we were talking about you. We talk about you all the time. But this week, it was because Chuck somehow got invited to be a part of
Not if I don't sign that release. If I don't get that thing sent in today, they're going to kick it out. And they
So
probably should
Karen,
anyway.
the great Karen Van Horn, the brains behind DVH,
This is what I get for bringing this up.
has a cookbook coming out. And who's she doing it with again?
Becky Bull. Scott
That's
Bull's
right,
wife.
Becky Bull. Scott, another one, two wonderful people.
They really are.
Somehow got Chuck to give him a recipe for a cookbook, and it's not even his recipe.
Well, hey, it's just like what Nolan used to say, man. You just steal what you can steal. I mean, take it's like somebody's got a great inbounds play, man. You take it.
Yeah.
And same thing on recipe. Hey, I hate to tell you this, but they're just using Chuck for his name.
That hurts me.
It's so true.
It hurts me.
It is so true. I'm glad you said it. I didn't have the heart.
That really hurts me.
I didn't have the heart because
Hey,
Chuck
I have no
is
filter,
offended.
as you know.
Yeah. But my point was you should have been the one in the recipe. Like you should have been in the book, not because you actually
all
have
my stuff's
recipes.
out there. All my stuff's out there on Facebook. I mean, I did fajitas last night. I started to tape it as I cooked it.
By the way, if you don't follow Clay Henry on Facebook, he'll be your friend. Now is your chance. Reach out, send the friend request, and let's
I've
get
been
them.
turning down. I've been turning down the ones that say they also are friends with Chuck.
Yeah.
You know, it is
scared of 'em.
it is a
There's a lot
tough
of 'em.
selection process because you get all these requests and you're like, do I know this person? And I always click, accept on the ones where I have a lot of mutual friends.
Yeah. No, that's right. If there's no mutual friends, it could be scam-like.
Yeah, that's.
I've turned down the names with no vowels.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good ones to turn down.
You gotta watch those, Clay. Yeah. Clay, what do you think of spring practice so far?
Well, I've been to one. I'll go watch Saturdays, and I was going to go to another one, and they rained it out or whatever. So, they're better in the offensive line because that's what I really looked at. But man, you got to be really careful on judging line play in the spring, especially if one really dominates. It might be the other one's not doing so hot. I'd like to see a little more from the defensive front, I guess would be my, reply to what I just said. I'm replying to my own thoughts.
It happens.
Yeah, it does happen. Especially, somebody just stops talking to you. Well, you got to talk to yourself. I'd like to see a little more from the wide receivers. But what you really saw is the release. Taylor Green was kind of struggling with that over-the-top mechanics last spring this time, because Petrino had changed his arm slot. And he is really accurate now. And, I mean, it looks the same every time. But the other two quarterbacks, the lefty and Madden, I don't have to say his last name if I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm going to butcher it.
Yeah.
I hear you guys, y'all have got it down. Chuck, how many times have you said it?
I still worry.
Malio.
It can still come out wrong, believe me.
Yeah. But his release, he just flicks it. And, I mean, I'm not saying it's Mallett or Joe Ferguson, but it's coming. And he just flicks it, and it's something beautiful to watch. And you just expect that with Petrino quarterbacks. He's not bringing somebody in that doesn't have some zip, because he wants to be able to throw into that tight window. And I suspect that what I really noticed about Taylor was that he used the middle of the field more than he did last year, and I'm sure that's been a talking point. He didn't look for the tight ends, and I mean, he looked at his outside receivers, didn't he, Chuck?
He did a lot.
Yeah.
Hey,
when you throw out the word accuracy with Talon, I mean, if I'm a defensive coordinator in the SEC, that's
right
scary.
There. Yeah, that's a buzzword.
If he's gotten more accurate and consistent throwing the ball, I mean, that's a dangerous player for opposing defenses.
Well, how you become more accurate as a quarterback is that, it slows down. And I heard Clint Sterner talk about it, midway through his junior year, things just were slowing down. And that's part of it. And the other part is that he's going to stay in the pocket and set his feet, because his feet weren't set a lot last year. And when you're, juking and jiving and bailing too quick, your accuracy is not going to be, and that's what they're trying to get fixed. And it looks like, if they can, I think right tackle, I got to see that short up a little bit, but it looks like the rest of it is a lot better than it's been as far as, being able to protect.
Hey, Clay, they've brought in a bunch of receivers. I mean, they've got new guys and names that are going to be unfamiliar, frankly, to a lot of fans. What's your take on that group, the guys that are coming in?
So just think of the terms that we went through all last year about first year with Bobby Petrino and how difficult it is, in that they would be better in year two. Well, the receivers aren't new. I mean, aren't returnees. They're all new. So they're learning all this stuff. And I think the first 2 weeks they probably struggled a little bit. It sounds like the last week they've kind of, slipped into, we know what's going on. We know the routes. We know that it's all option reads. Bobby always told me, he said, we're running the triple option in the passing game. He ran the triple option in the wishbone, but he says the same thing. The defense makes itself wrong. Well, that's hard to get that mesh, quarterback and receiver, but they're getting it. And I think they've seen from Omega Blake a little more, the downfield stuff that they thought they would get from him, because he's the one with the speed.
Mm-hmm. Crutchfield, Shanks, the kid from UAB. I hate to say it.
Learning that offense, yeah.
Punt returner.
Yeah,
they'll lose some guys in the portal, coming out of spring ball that probably weren't making, the depth chart where they wanted to. But if those receivers, if they get familiar, like if they can get that continuity down with Taylor, I'm really excited to watch the offense. I think everybody is under Petrino in year two.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see the tight ends used more, and that's been a focus. I think they've got good tight ends, and they've got guys that are a little bigger, a little better blockers. That their run game. Now I really like the running backs, and Braylon Russell is. He didn't look the same. I mean, he looked like he had a little more quickness, a little more speed. You know, he's lost 15, 20 pounds, you know, they're fine at running back. And AJ Green, you know, that's where he needs to play.
Mike Washington, you know, Braylon, I
Yeah,
guess
I
was
like
nicked
him.
up, and he's not going to go Saturday. But Washington's the guy that a lot of people have come away talking about. What was your impression of him?
Yeah. So first of all, he runs with his pads down, and kind of like I remember James Rouse. I mean, he's coming through the hole with those pads down. And he didn't play in the SEC, so, you know, it's like, I guess what I'm saying, he looked like an SEC back. And he has explosion, and I didn't see him pass block, and I don't mean he didn't pass block. I just didn't see him do it, and would be the only question I have, and I'm sure he can. I just didn't see any, you know, he released the times I watched him, and I wanted to see him take on, you know, an end or, you know, get a linebacker and see, you know, how he did that, because that's a big key of what they didn't do last year is that running backs didn't seem to pick up the right guy. And it wasn't always the offensive line.
Clay, let's switch to basketball. You got 2 transfers coming in.
Yeah.
2 big guys. To zoom out for a second, just thoughts after a year under Cal and where you think this thing's headed.
I think it's headed right where we thought it was. And they got derailed because of the injuries in preseason, and really all through the non-conference didn't have their team together. And I don't mean in games. I'm talking about practice. And I don't say care what some of the great ones have said about practice is not important. It is important. I'm talking about, you know, NBA guys.
Yeah. Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson.
No question. You have to scrimmage. And all the things that you have to do on screening, it requires full contact. You have to be able – I'm talking about defense as much as offense. Mm-hmm. And I suspect that this will be a team that comes together a little quicker because, they're you know, if they stay healthy and they can practice, we might see an earlier push. But it's everything that I thought it would be this time last year. And you got to be patient as he puts the team together, because he's going to put it together in a very technical, methodical way. And, boy, I tell you what, when they get a guy to come on a visit, it's pretty much over, isn't it, Chuck?
They seem to know what they're doing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they can close. Yeah, they've done it before. And those guys didn't get out of town before they committed. And, you know, and I'm sure that the paperwork, you know, they were lined up with what they were going to do, and, you know, they make their offer and boom, it's done.
Well,
you know,
the thing about
they've got a good roster right now, but I suspect there'll be another piece or two.
You know, as crazy as the college landscape, portal, and pay for play is right now, Cal's built to handle this. Like, I don't worry about basketball.
No, I don't either.
You just never been able to say this before.
I feel the same way about baseball.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Deviate, same thing. But like, I don't even consider the idea that Arkansas won't have a good roster in basketball. And that's where they are in baseball now.
Yeah, I never did.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're going to be long. They're going to be athletic. He's going to have shooters. And he can coach them. I mean, guys, he's a fantastic coach.
I
have
agree.
said this, and, you know, the most popular line on our message boards at Hogs Illustrated over the last 15 years on Cal was, well, he does less with more. BS.
Yeah.
BS.
You saw it this year.
I said it every time. You see his teams from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. You don't want to play them at the end because he's coaching them, and he can flat out coach, and he does things in his way. But, man, on inbounds plays after timeouts, they get a shot, don't they, Chuck?
They do.
I mean, a good one. I mean, it might be a dunk. And he's got all that stuff down.
Great staff.
You know, yeah. No, I mean, exactly. Great staff. And they all work in a team. but he's the coach, and he coaches them in practice. And there was never a doubt in my mind from the start, and even watching everything last year, I was like, he's going to fix it, knows what to fix, and he holds people accountable. I mean, I'm talking about players, and he doesn't coddle them, and he's tough on them, and it's in his own way, he's just like Nolan and Eddie Sutton in that he is demonstrative, and it's his team.
Clay, and I'm taking a gamble here. We're out of time, but in 1 minute, give me your thoughts on baseball so we can hit for the cycle. We've covered all the things. This is the last one. Go ahead.
Yeah, just, it looks like they are right where they need to be to start this second half of the SEC, and they're going to play Omaha teams a lot coming down the stretch, and it's going to be a lot of fun. They'll win their share, but they're going to be some tough series, just like the last one. And this is just like going to Omaha the next month.
That's well said, and right on time. Great job,
thank you,
Clay. Thank you. That was awesome.
Y'all have fun.
We'll do rap lyrics next time.
Try to get another recipe in that book, Chuck.
All right.
Yeah. Well, if you can send him one, he'll get it. He'll get it.
I'm going to be
there.
so embarrassed if they say, "Well, you didn't get your thing in time. We can't put it in there."
Well, yeah, because everybody's going to know, right?
I know, because you're going to tell them.
8:18. I went to Roost Chris last night.
That somebody told me. Actual question: what the hell's going on around here?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
If you're having issues with your gutters or drainage around the house, you need to call Hog Trough Gutters. They're locally owned and operated with over 30 years of experience. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drains. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured, and every job comes with a 20-year guarantee. Hog Trough Gutters services all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Log on to their website, hoggutters.com, to find out more. That's hog, GUTTERS.com.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
I want Texas to lose. Yeah, I want them to rot in hell.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning, gentlemen. How's that rest of the place smelling?
Smells
out
great.
in the Chase Center.
It smells awesome.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Reese Robinette, 3 doubles last night, including a walk-off winner in the 8th inning. That run rolled UAPB 13-3. The Hogs win the midweek game, and they got A&M coming on Thursday.
33-5.
Yeah.
33-5.
Yeah, when you look at it like that.
Is the and you were talking about midweek games a little bit earlier. It's not as simple to go out there and win a game like this as people might believe. You've got to play other guys. You've got to play the guys that practice every day. You've just got to. Not just because they've earned playing time, but because in some cases they're your future. You got to get them out there. And you're always playing a team. And I thought about this last night. UAPB's left fielder made a great catch over there down the line early in the game, and then they had a guy hit a home run. We forget what a big deal it is for some of these opposing teams still to come in and play in this ballpark, play an SEC team. UAPB's 8-27, I think, after last night. They're not going to win a lot of games because they're overmatched. They got like 5 scholarships. They are going to be overmatched virtually every time they play, certainly against a team like Arkansas. But that left fielder will remember that catch the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And that guy for UAPB that hit the home run, he'll remember that for the rest of his life. And my point in saying that is when these kids come in to play you on a midweek game, it may be in their minds one of the biggest games they play, certainly on the biggest stage and the best stadium. So it's not as simple as just rolling it out there and winning. And when you get a guy like Robinette who doesn't play a lot, he comes out, gets a chance, and he's banging it all over the place. And you need games like that for players like that.
We're too results driven about everything now.
Well, I know.
Like just sports in general. Like the idea, just to take a second, the human interest of what you just described. We just forget about that. We lose that, and that's not why we're in it. We just want to see wins. We just want to be entertained, all those things. The journey, the experiences. To get to play in Baum Stadium. And then, frankly, just as a fan to be able to just go to Baum Stadium and watch a game, we're hitting the peak time, weather-wise and opponent-wise, to go to a game at Baum Stadium. It's about to get awesome.
Well, we're about to get to the point where all those people that bought all the season tickets, these are the games they bought all those tickets for.
Yeah.
And that's exciting too. But we are, the way the calendar falls this year, you've got, Memorial Day's a few days early. So you'll play a regional, I believe, in Fayetteville before the end of the month, or right at the end of May, I guess is what I'm saying, right at the end of May, and then into the first weekend of June. And it's almost here. We've got A&M Thursday night. I'm going to tell you, A&M's put it together. They were horrible at the beginning of the year.
New coach.
They got a new coach, and they're playing better right now. I'm not saying they're going to make the tournament, but I wouldn't rule it out. Everybody in the league's good, even
except
the ones
Missouri.
except Missouri. Everybody in the league's good.
It's going to be as entertaining. And if you're a player on Arkansas's roster, it's going to be really tough. If you're a coach, it's going to be really tough. But they're going to enjoy it too. And as I think Clay said it really well, they'll win their share. They're going to lose some games. They might lose another series. But it's this part, like if you have not started paying attention to baseball yet and you like baseball at all, I don't know how many years you have quite like this is set up to be just a fantastic experience the rest of the way.
The SEC's always been the best league top to bottom. I say always, for a long time now. And it is again this year too. But the teams at the top are really good. The cream is really good. Texas, they're the team to beat, I think. Arkansas is right there with them. LSU, Tennessee, Georgia. Any of those teams could win the national championship. Any of them could. And when you play those teams week in and week out, that is a really, really hard row. But you get to see great baseball. And from a fan's perspective, as you said, we said a little bit earlier, I just take for granted they're going to be good in baseball. I mean, we just take it for granted.
Well,
and we just take for granted we get to go to the best ballpark in the country. Yeah. We just take it for granted. Yeah. And so, again, I'll go back to what I've said before. When we start belly aching about how terrible we've got it as Razorback fans, we've really got it pretty good.
Hey, it's nice out, and you want to have a clean ride. Chuck and I love going to Splash Car Wash to get a clean ride, a clean wash.
Springtime.
Yeah, it's springtime. You can text Splash Arkansas to 22322 and get a free car wash. Serving Arkansans, locally owned and operated since 1989. Text Splash Arkansas to 22322 and get a free wash. All right, coming up next, Chuck goes solo. He goes rogue.
Goes out of
Chuck.
here.
I got to go to a meeting.
Goes leaving.
At least that's the story I made up.
Yeah.
Also,
I was going to say.
Also, I went to Roost Chris last night.
Yeah.
It's amazing. 20,000 square feet. I mean, just
biggest in the world.
It's big. It literally
biggest
is the biggest in the world. And I'm going back probably tonight. I don't know. Sometime, whenever I need to do a bake sale today, so I can go back.
Yeah,
maybe
have a garage.
Maybe
sale.
I'll wash
Bo,
it. If you
Bo's
don't go to
a carport sale today, so we can go to Roost Chris.
I'll wash your car. 829. Good morning.
Bo, you said something interesting. I don't think you meant to, but when you talked about Phil's...
The Chuck and Bo Show.
We care a lot about supporting Arkansas businesses here on the Chuck and Bo Show, and we both like keeping our rides looking good. Splash Car Wash just became our new neighbors here in Fayetteville. They're a locally owned Arkansas business, and they've been serving the state since 1989. They're good folks, and you can get a free car wash by texting Splash Arkansas to 22322. That's Splash Arkansas to 22322.
There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. And every Wednesday is Wine Down Wednesday. 15% off every bottle of wine in the store, even if it's already on sale. But when it comes to selection, amazing prices, and unbeatable customer service, Macadoodles and Guess Who in Bentonville is second to none. Wine, beer, and spirits. Stock up for your next party or just stop by and grab your favorite. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
There's nothing we enjoy saying more than I told you so.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
How am I already underwater?
I'm in the same boat.
When Chuck and I started the show, he said we want to deal with smart people, smarter than us. It's going to take a while for them to show up because they've been dumbed down, but they'll show up.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Do you guys think Bo really had a meeting? Or do you think he just wanted to go home?
I think he's going back to Ruth's Chris.
I see, there's something intoxicating. Bo was at Ruth's Chris last night. He goes up to Benton County, starts hanging around the moneyed people, the beautiful people.
Beautiful people.
There's something intoxicating about that. And my sense was all morning long that he couldn't wait to get back up there, that it was just calling him home, so to speak. I got $5. It says Bo's going to come in here within 6 months and say, man, I'm moving to Bentonville. We're moving the entire operation to Bentonville. I got us a new building right next to Ruth's Chris.
Jeez.
That's where we're going. 877-377-6963. My man Sterling's on the line in Center Ridge. Sterling, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, Chuck. I know Bo just stepping out for
Yeah,
a
he
minute. But
left.
I was going to talk a little bit about the NIL, but I'll say that for tomorrow, and I'm going to get both of y'all's opinion on my thoughts. It's not. I don't think many people agree or understand.
Now, don't tease us like that, Sterling.
Oh yeah, I have to. But I was going to talk to you about. You was talking about the plight of the Razorback fans, and we talked about how hard we got it. I mean, if you really just think about it, from 1962 to present times, and I'm going to start off at football. I'm going to be quick. I ain't going to be long. I'm going to be quick.
That's all right. Go ahead.
Teams that had a legitimate shot at winning the national championship in football. Now, some of this is way back, but 62, 64, 65, and 69. In an eyelash of winning, within one score of winning a national championship. 1977 was a team that had every right to claim a national title than anyone else in 1977 at the end of that season. 1988, we was undefeated when we played Miami. It was a pass. It was a pass. If you beat Miami, it was a pass to be a national champion. In 98, in Tennessee was highly ranked. Who knows if there's a pass, is all I'm saying. 2006, there's a pass. And in 2011. And those are the years you had a pass that if everything falls right, you got a legitimate shot to win a national championship. In basketball, you got 78. We lost to the eventual champion Kentucky, but we could have won that game. That game wasn't out of the realm of possibility. It wasn't going to take a miracle to win that game. So you got a contender right there. Of course, you went to the Final Four in 1990. I didn't think we were going to win it per se, but at least you was in the Final Four, and of course in 94 and 95. And, you had the 91 team, very good team. Since they didn't make the Final Four, I didn't put them on the list, but a very strong basketball team, a contender, you can say. And then you got baseball. I'm not going to mention all the College World Series teams, but there's three teams. You got the 79 team, the 2012 team, and 2018 team. They are right there of winning the national championship. You just think about that. And the big three major sports, right there. How we talk about how bad we got in this curse that some people like to say that we always get the short end, but I mean, for this state, as the size of it is, the talent pool that it has to work within the borders, to be that successful. And then, maybe West Virginia can make this claim of Washington or Iowa. Heck, I don't know, but I'm not a fan of them. I didn't research them. I didn't grow up following them. But you just think about that how close and how good you've been. I mean, not every year, but you have a program here to be proud of. And I just don't understand the jinx talk or we got to do. I mean, we had some tough losses, but every team has tough losses. I mean, you can look through Yankee history, you can find some tough losses. They lost on a walk-off home run in the World Series in 1960. I mean, you just go through history, you're going to have some tough losses. I just think we're not as appreciative as we should be of what we have athletically and even academically up on that hill. And give me your thoughts on that. I'll take it off the air because I'm in range. I don't have to listen to you on the phone this time. Have a great day.
Sterling. I appreciate your call. It's interesting. For those of us who are old enough to remember, and I mean really remember, the Southwest Conference days, and then compare them to the SEC days. And I'm not just talking about what we've witnessed on the football field or on the basketball court or on the baseball diamond or whatever. I'm talking about what our expectations are as fans. I can tell you growing up, and I grew up here just like most of you did. I'm 62 years old, so my first memories are of the early 70s. Mike Kirkland was the quarterback. I mean, I go way back. Joe Ferguson. I don't recall growing up, and maybe I just ran with the wrong crowd. I don't recall anyone ever saying one time, I think we can win the national championship. Those words, national championship, never came up. It was about getting to the Cotton Bowl. Getting to the Cotton Bowl was a successful season. Getting to the Cotton Bowl was a great season. Frankly, Arkansas didn't go every year. Lots of teams didn't go every year. But that was kind of the pinnacle. You wanted to get to Dallas. You wanted to go to the Cotton Bowl. In basketball, now Eddie Sutton made us believe that we could play with anybody in America. And we got to the Final Four. Should have gotten back the next year. Got hosed. But it was really only then that from a basketball perspective, people began to think about being nationally relevant. Not just Southwest Conference relevant, but nationally relevant. Baseball, I think most of us knew that they played for the national championship in 1979. But if we were honest, most of us probably couldn't name two players on the team. We knew the team was there, showed it on television that Sunday or that Saturday. I forget which day. But that's about all we knew. I'll tell you, the first time I ever heard national championship uttered in relation to, just the everyday conversation, a coach talking about it, was Houston Nutt. Houston came in and said national championship under construction. We loved it until it became apparent he wasn't going to be able to pull it off. And then it wasn't so great then. But I think the move into the SEC is what has escalated the talk about national championships, because this is a league of national champions. It's a league where football crowns the national champion most years. Basketball, baseball, lots of other sports too. The national champion comes out of our league, whereas before, if there was going to be a national champion come out of the old Southwest Conference, it was going to be Texas in football. Generally speaking, it was not a conference that dominated. Now, it dominated in its day. I'm not belittling the old Southwest Conference in any way, shape, or form. Football-wise, it was as good as anything out there. But it didn't dominate national titles the way the SEC does now. I don't know about you guys, but that's kind of the way I look at it. That's a long answer, Bart, to Sterling's short question.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you you speak for everybody, Chuck, and I think Sterling does too. I mean, this is, the late great Bill Walton used to always refer to the Pac-12 as the Conference of Champions. And I mean, they won a bunch of championships in sports that nobody really cares about. Like that's really how. I mean, if you look at UCLA's national championships through the years in all sports, it's a bunch of sports you probably didn't even know were D1 sports. If we're just being honest, with all due respect to the athletes who participate in some of those sports. The SEC is the Conference of Champions, though, Chuck, to your point. That's where, and you alluded to it, but it's football, it's basketball, it's baseball, it's softball, it's track, it's every single sport. It's volleyball, it's gymnastics, it's everything. If you are competing for SEC championships in a sport, you are competing for national championships. That's just the way it is. And that's where Arkansas is in a lot of sports right now.
Well, people tend to think woe is us because of football.
That's right.
I mean,
that's right.
We got a text in right now. Well, then get out of the SEC. I mean, Arkansas is championship level in most everything in the SEC except for football. That doesn't mean you need to get out of the SEC. All I'm saying is my observation over the years has been, and I don't know, just to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know if Coach Broyles and the folks that pushed for joining the SEC back in the late 80s into the early 90s, I don't know if they imagined it would be this good in football, that it would become the SEC was good in football then, but not like it is now. Right. Not like it is now. Tracy's in Crossit. Tracy, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, Chuck.
Hey, Tracy.
I see you can't see neither, huh?
How's that? Oh, no, I can't see either. I had to go to the eye doctor yesterday. I'm blind as a bat.
Yeah, that's me. I had to go to the eye doctor. It's a little Korean lady. She ain't 4 feet tall. She said, "You don't do right. I'm gonna take you off of driving because you ain't taking your medicine." I said, "Okay."
Okay. Well, there you got it. You got the word right there.
Yeah. But I seen a post on Facebook the other day. It was a picture of Lou Holtz, Cal Cagney. Then there was another post about Sydney. Then Big Nasty with the championship. Chuck, we never talked about winning national title back in the 70s. I mean, early 70s. Because I think we got robbed the year Holtz got here when Texas beat us. Because I thought
they could have beaten anybody in the country at the end of that year. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, and that was the first time. I'm gonna run some names by you.
All right.
Jesse Clark.
He's a CrossFit guy.
Ronald Matheny.
Yeah.
Keith Kidd.
Yeah.
And see, we went up there that year when Arkansas played Texas A&M in Little Rock. And I don't know who was I think it was Curtis Dickey might have been the running back for A&M. And we got a chance after the game. Arkansas won. We got a chance to go into the locker room. And I bagged into this guy. And I said, "Who is this guy?" And when I turned around, I couldn't see nothing but his belly button. I said, "Who is this guy this big?" I looked up. It was Big Dan Hampton. And Chuck, I went berserk. You hear me?
I hear you.
That's what we talking about Arkansas football when you go crazy like that. And I've been a diehard Razorback fan. I'm down here close to Crossit. We right on the Louisiana line. I catch holy hell with these people down in Bass because I work in Louisiana. And I told them I don't want to hear nothing y'all got to say about football because that Northern y'all got down there coaching y'all team, he ain't gonna be down there long.
Yeah. Tracy, I got to hit a break, man. I appreciate your call. Thank you. Appreciate you listening and Crossit. Yeah, you got to have a tough hide to be in Crossit right now. All right, let's go to a break. Back with more in a moment. This is the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
I think you should look at yourself today in the mirror and say, "What's wrong with me?"
Okay, I will.
I'm not talking about you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, it's Bo Mattingly, and McDonald Eye Associates is my one-stop for any vision need. The progressives they have me in are a game changer, and my new sunglasses are going to be great for baseball season. McDonald Eye was the first practice in the state to perform LASIK, and they have the most experience. They also have the new vision correction options for all ages, including cataract and clear lens replacement to see your best from all distances. For your best vision, McDonald Eye is the place to go.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
The doors are open, and it's a new era of elegance. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry has unveiled its stunningly redesigned 8,500 square foot showroom for an unmatched luxury experience. There's breathtaking jewelry, of course, expert service, and private viewing rooms designed for comfort. And they've got an in-house cafe with handcrafted coffee to go along with a special coffee table book celebrating Arkansas's heritage. Because it's more than jewelry, it's your story at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
At the Stonebreaker Hotel, we believe in the art of gathering, whether over a thoughtfully prepared meal or a quiet moment on Markham Hill. Start your day with breakfast classics from the all-day menu, served from 7:30 to 1. Savor shareable bites from the bar and lounge menu until 10. And let the dinner menu from 5 to 9 bring familiar flavors with a fresh twist. And for a weekend well spent, how about brunch? Rooted in connection, designed for comfort. Learn more at stonebreakerhotel.com. Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweatnum Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to SweatnumCosmetic.com and click on the Sweatnum Edge.
You want to talk about washed? You're being brainwashed by idiots. You're following idiots.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I mean, I have a keen perception of the obvious. Let me tell you, I notice things that other people don't notice, and I am curious about why this has happened.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I got to admit, sometimes I listen to those things, you know, the rejoiners, as we call them in the industry, and I just think, man, you are an idiot. You're just a total and complete idiot. And I guess probably some of you have already jumped to that conclusion. Hey, the NBA playoffs are going on right now.
Play in.
I'm
play-in
sorry.
tournament.
The play in so you can get in the playoffs.
You got to play in to be able to play off.
Orlando beat Atlanta last night, 120-95. I bring that up because Anthony Black played 28 minutes off the bench. He was 6 of 7 from the floor. He had all 3 of his three-point attempts. He had 16 points in 28 minutes, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. And I hope that the Muss era, the players that played for Muss, I hope they don't become the forgotten men, so to speak. This happens sometimes when you have a coaching change. And particularly when the new coach comes in and he sets it on fire just like Cal's doing. We tend to forget about the guys who came before. But, those guys won a lot of games, and Anthony Black was a heck of a player. And if we'll remember, when we signed Anthony Black, that was a really big deal.
He's great.
We were talking earlier, and I'm not faulting anybody for this. I'm the same way. We don't have any worries anymore. We expect Cal to sign 5-star guys. We expect it because that's what he's always done. But if you remember, when Anthony Black signed, that was a big, big deal. When Nick Smith Jr. signed, that was a big, big deal. I hope these guys don't get lost in the shuffle. Joe Johnson got lost in the shuffle for a long time because, we moved on. And I hope that doesn't happen with a guy like Anthony Black. I don't care if Orlando wins the NBA title or not, but I do want to see Anthony Black do well, and I'm glad he had a good night last night. All right, we're done. We're out of here. We'll do better tomorrow.
Chevy of Fayetteville. Right now, drive home a brand new Chevy Silverado, Blazer, Equinox EV, or the Tough 2500 with rates as low as 1.9% APR. Plus, take advantage of huge discounts and get top dollar for your trade-in. Go see Chris, Mark, and Denver at Chevy of Fayetteville, where the deals are big and the road ahead is even better. Chevy of Fayetteville. Let's drive.
I'm Dr. Scotty Bolding, a native Arkansan oral and maxillofacial surgeon. One of my goals is to make Arkansans healthier.